Now then, so just before we get into the deck and the games and all that kind of stuff, got a couple of announcements. So, firstly, tomorrow evening, GMT time, I'm going to be doing the draw for the giveaway from recent video. There'll be a link to that in the description. You still have time to get involved in that. All you need to do is put a comment on there, win yourself some stuff. Um, and the other thing is now channel has memberships, which is pretty cool to be honest. So you'll notice there'll be a join button under the video now, and basically what that is like a paid thing, and there's like three tiers. First tier is you'll have a nice little sub badge and access to like the emotes, so show it those other side. The next tier you get all the same stuff, but you also get access to being able to send me some videos. And if you send me some games, we'll review them on the channel, give you some pointers, that kind of thing. And then the third tier will be I'll add you and we can sort of talk. I'm happy to play some games with you, do a bit of mentoring, that kind of like tutoring almost kind of thing. So yeah, it's something to add on. Obviously, this is very much like a voluntary thing from you all. Nothing will change if you're not interested in any of that. Completely fine. Nothing will change with the videos. You can still watch them all the same. Nothing will change on that front. But if you are interested in what you can access, if you just click join, it'll give you a detailed breakdown of everything you'll get access to. That's a nice new little thing that's been added onto the channel. Now, for this video, playing a bit of Druids. I mean, I thought Melusine would be like okay of a card, but it's actually like very, very good. It's kind of a if your opponent doesn't have Heat Wave, it gets out of control. And the reason for this is because it boosts itself by base power, it doesn't just boost itself. And by boosting by base power, when it goes to the graveyard, it retains however much it's boosted itself up by. And then a nice little Sigdriffer's Right in later rounds will pull it out at exactly the same points. So that means you can commit a very strong card in round one, get it up to, I mean, it's not uncommon for it to be like the high teens, early 20s. And then in the later rounds, Sigdriffer's Right, pull it back out, and it just slams for 20 points, and it can just keep ticking up. The way I've set this up, I've tried a few different ways of setting it up, and I felt like this got me the most wins and felt the best. Is that that's not the end of the world if it gets heat waved, and so the reason for this is if it gets heat waved, it means your Gedinif does not get heat waved. It means that Draco Turtle can sit unanswered. So what we're kind of doing here is presenting a massive win condition in Melusine and sort of other cards that if it is answered, we don't automatically lose. And if Melusine doesn't get answered and these other cards are also allowed to go down, then the points get ridiculous. We're looking at low 100 kind of points. And it's been going really well. I think if you wanted to kind of mix this up, you can try things like putting something like a dagger in. You could consider Bride of the Sea. I personally wasn't a huge fan just because of those matchups where Melusine gets answered. In an ideal world, you can stack a load of rain and then you can Bride of the Sea and play Sigdriffer's Right to pull, something else. But I just found like that payoff wasn't reliable, and even when it happened, it wasn't all that great. So we just cut it out. Just cut it out and went with the big threats and solid engines kind of approach. And for consistency, we're running the discard package. So you are obviously going to get games where you don't draw any of your discard stuff in like round two or even around in round one or even around two. It's really awkward. But if you do get it, it's kind of ridiculous the amount of points you can get from a round one Coral into Burner Bran. If you're on blue coin, being able to use your stratagem as well. So yeah, I think that's kind of the way to go with this. And there's minor tweaks you can make, but by the most part, this deck's pretty much there. And I've been really enjoying it. So already gone on quite a bit with all the announcements and all that kind of stuff. So I will get into the games, and I will catch you on have a video on Tuesday, or if you swing by the stream for the giveaway tomorrow, see you then. Music's a little bit loud. I just started the music and then got to a bit of a crescendo, and it just blew my eardrums out. So I'll turn it down for you all. And we're on a quite a bit of the music now, I think. But this hand isn't bad if we. I mean, this hand's really good if we can find a coral. We don't want Morkvarg in hand because Darren's best target is Morkvarg. You can also discard Crow Mother. Obviously Morkvarg's your hands down best one. We can throw a Hermit. Okay, this is good. And yeah, the reason we put that Morkvarg is so we can do this with Darren. It's really good for that. And I really like Darren, to be honest. Like, even if you have nothing you want to discard, play him as an 8 for 6. But if he comes down damaged, you can do this. Comes down as a damaged unit, and he's lined up straight away for Melusine to just straight up play for 8 on deploy. But I think this game's a pretty good example kind of one, because this is sort of showing what happens when you don't hit Melusine in your opening hand and how you deal with that. So it's not the end of the world because we can cycle through at least 3 cards with Burner Bran. I think the cards we'll probably discard is Crow Mother, a Svalbard Priest, and depending on what we draw into, hopefully we hit something discard. But we can see. Not quite what we were looking for, but that's okay. We'll throw back Crow Mother. I forgot we have our leader as well. Stratagem, sorry. But I'm just holding this on the off chance that we find coral, which we don't. I think Hermit's the one we throw away. And thinking about that, maybe not. I keep considering it's like, Svalbard Priest is just Hermit without a ceiling, but with the Havru Singers, it's actually a hell of a lot more than that. Because it's a Svalbard Priest that, although it has a ceiling, also activates the Singers each turn. Which actually means it's a better card, to be honest. It's pretty insane. But come on, let's find a coral. No, I don't like the idea of playing 2 Singers this round, but we'll yeah, I feel like we just don't have the row space to try and do something like that.
Mock not the creeds of others. It's neither polite nor safe.
I mean, we can also offer in to the sea this round. Also, I'm really sad we haven't hit Melusine. Literally, we cycled through like 4 cards. Not found it. Right, this isn't too loud, is it? Yeah, this is a little bit too loud. I was saying I turned it down, hoping just when the crescendos come in. Bring that even further down. It'll do like 30%. That's a little better. Won't blow your eardrums out anymore. Varaxis is something, definitely something. Like, honestly, we could pass here. The pass here isn't even bad. Yeah, because my fear is they're going to Letitia, and the amount of points they're going to get is kind of insane. And obviously we're still ticking for quite a few points. Ah, Griffin. Alright, that's quite something.
Blood stains those hands. I wish them forever cleansed.
Okay, I like this. Quite a way to do it. Kind of the problem we're using Varaxis though. Like, kind of their problem here is like, yeah, they're going to get a very tall Arc Griffin, but they're going to be down a lot of points. It does mean they can, like, say, replay it in a round 2. But then, you know, yeah, it's going to be a big boy. 56 is quite big. Quite big. There's probably going to have to be a Getty, isn't it, or something like that. Oh god.
Sleep. Another test. So soon.
Wait, am I... Jesus. That's ridiculous. We're getting memed on. I can't do anything about this, are you joking me? I don't run a heat wave, I can't answer that. This is just an auto fall. Fair play. Fair play. We can't do anything about that. We don't run heat wave. Fair play. Alright, after that little memeing, I put that in just because, like, not even for this deck. I think some of you'll probably see that and want to try that one, to be honest, because I was impressed more than anything. But this hand's not bad. On to this game. That's even nicer. Don't really get the value out of Freya's. I mean, this hand's close to perfect, right? Yeah, this hand's like pretty close to perfect. Obviously, we don't have Melusine, but oh, we play the cards we're dealt, don't we? We play the cards we're dealt. Also, another way to use Darren in like a round 3, for example, say your Melusine's been heat waved or something, is if you get really unlucky and like brick on, like, say, Draco Turtle, you can actually discard it with Darren and then summon it with Sigdriffers if you haven't got any other targets. It's a very sort of niche thing. It won't happen too often, but it's something to keep in mind. And also with Freya's Blessing, and I've done that more often than not with Freya's Blessing, is using it to replay a Scold just to dig, because there's been times where I've got like 3 cards left in deck and Ulmar has been sat there, for example, or like Gedineth. Oh, there you are, you beauty. We'll throw the Crow Mother, because she's going to come out herself anyway. And what are the odds that Melusine gets answered this round? It's almost 100%, but we do what we can do. I mean, before Coral gets killed, we might as well take advantage. So we'll drop a Hermit. We want to cycle more. We can afford to. We can actually afford to. Just because Hermit Scold can discard. Like, we still got stuff we can discard. The thing I was considering was, you know, if we draw into, like, Geddy or something, but we have other things we can discard. See what they discarded. Calgard. Interesting. Interesting. Look at this ticking. We don't necessarily need it next to Cultists, because we don't care too much about refreshing the order. It probably just gets answered here anyway. But we're presenting a threat that they need to do something about. Which they're not. Okay. Complete 180 on what I was saying. Looks like this round might be going on for a little bit. So we might as well have it next to a Cultist. It's not the end of the world. Maybe should have put it on the other side, just because this stuff's going to die off in 3 turns, but But when that happens, we can play something on the melee row. It's okay. It's all good. They hit singers. Oh god. One of our best cards.
Tide rolls in, tide rolls out. It's not anything you could possibly.
Actually, was that for bribery? Oh, it was. My mistake. I was thinking that was off an Imperial diplomacy. Because if that was off a diplomacy, obviously it would be a little bit sad. But I can deal with that. So I mean, 15-point Melusine. We maybe just Sigdriffers it out literally next turn, just so they can't do any Gorgoved kind of nonsense. Drop you, and we'll drop you. Good stuff. So I think the way we're going to go with this is we'll go Covenant, we'll Sigdriffers, and then even if they get out of that round 2 where Melusine's kind of going insane, we have Geddy left as a little finisher, and the Assimilate makes me want to shorten up the round anyway. But we've got some good stuff from them. We got a Cadaverin, we got a Bribery, we got a what's it called, a Glynis. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Yeah, we can take this now. There is also the chance that off Sigdriffers into Melusine promo that goes on the front row, which would be pretty nice. Gotta pull us any.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
There she is.
Fall into murk with a shrill cry.
I think what we'll probably do is we'll play Draco Turtle. We can answer that. There's actually no point doing that. What am I doing? Don't like the idea of whatever they were planning. Yeah, and that's it. As I say, if Melusine isn't answered, it's kind of insane. And we'll get a third game in because we had 2 nice and short ones. The Waylay kind of deck, it highly depends what kind of variant they've gone with, because some run a Heatwave, some don't. The Heatwave would be a little bit sad. We're very happy if it's not. We would like to find some discard though. I mean, we have our stratagem, but and this is kind of what I was saying on my reveal of the Hermit was like, is very good, like very good, because healing with Havru Singer is infinitely better than boost, because this is basically damage a unit by 1 and gain 4 points, so it's like a +3 a turn engine, whereas Spellbound Priest represents a +2. And because you can set this up to be infinite with Melusine and all that kind of stuff, just good. It's just very good. So we just go Singer here. Get this nice and set up. We might take a bit of an early pass as well. Just dip out of the round. Depends if this gets answered. It almost certainly does. If it doesn't, then like Hermit is absolutely insane. We also have the option to Delirium the Dunker, which now I'm thinking about, I'm like, kinda should have done. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So, Delirium to kill that isn't bad. Just deny some of that carryover. I don't love it, but I mean it plays for 5 points of tempo. We're ahead by a lot. Don't have to worry too much about tempo. We could. Now we have options here, right? We can pass and go to a round 3. But the problem then is like Sigdriffer really doesn't represent a great deal. So kind of reason for that is like we want a good target for Sigdriffers, and if we say pass on 7 here and we go to round 3, what would we be Sigdriffering like Darren for like an 8? Darren is not not as good as Reaple and Draco. I mean, it's not been a great showing of what Melusine can do. Last game, I guess we got a decent Melusine, up to like 15 points carryover, but can be very, very good.
War will be our downfall.
Alright, so I'm happy to play this, and then we probably just dip out. We've got, what's that, 3 points a turn. Not bad. Not too bad at all. Wow. That makes me very, very happy indeed. Heatwave onto Draco Turtle's pretty nice. Means Heatwave is not coming in on Melusine, it's not coming in on Gedinith. This is kind of the point I was making about how I've tried to set this up, is we have a lot of stuff that they want to Parathi, and the only reasonable way for them to answer like a Melusine and a Draco Turtle and a Gedinith is to have Karathi for Gedi, some form of reset for Draco Turtle, and then another toll removal for Melusine, which only really like a hyper control Nilfgaard would have access to. So oh yeah, I was gonna say I think that's enough. Only just though, full leader. Full leader and not an amazing duplication target onto the seer. I can take that. Very happy with that round. We really didn't expend a great deal. Right, let's have a gander for some good stuff. We have druids now. It's fine. I don't expect a dry pass, but I mean, if there is one, we have a prime dry pass card here. Still looking for you though. Still looking for you. I think if they push, we have more than enough to stay in this round. Cool. So do we want to cycle, or do we just want to play Crow Mother? I like just playing Crow Mother just in case we hit a Coral next time. Because Coral's obviously, Coral's pretty nice. There you are. Took your time. Took your time. Coral's floating about down there somewhere. I think this is decent. I mean, we could drop the Scold. Might as well. Might as well. Okay, we probably just start the Covenant. This is kind of what I meant, was obviously Draco Turtle got Krathid, which isn't amazing, but not hitting Melusine in round 1 isn't the end of the world, because you could just go Melusine and like Sigdriffers out. Draco Turtle, obviously we've not really got that choice, but I think the Sigdriffer isn't bad here, and the main reason for that is like if they answer Covenant, if they answer Melusine, they won't have Karathi as an answer. And so what that kind of means is we can just Sig Drift for it if it gets answered. And we probably just go Burner next. Go Burner, hopefully we hit like Skirmisher. I mean, ideally Coral, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Circle's not a big deal.
Leave it to me.
Means they probably want to kill that. So we could just go Singer onto this. What I prefer is just a Geddy. As I say, if they answer this with like a Rebuke or something, we just Sig Drift it straight back out, and we're good to go. Could have maybe used Melusine there. Cool. I mean, Sig Drift is not bad. Has its uses even if you don't hit good stuff in the round one. And there's our Crow Mother. So we might as well get ticking with the rain. Just want to be a little bit careful because this row is going to get absolutely jammed up. So we don't want to use rain too much on the range row. Just because we don't want to like clear off any of these. We just want them to jam up the row. And then they have to play on the front row, so we're always going to have targets. That suggests you've got another for it, doesn't it? Okay, we'll go for this, this, and I've seen like two variants, people playing Druids, Battle Trance and Rage of the Sea, but I think this is just hands down better because of the synergy with healing. Like, although Melusine damages itself, because your alchemy cards are just passively giving you a lot of points, you don't care as much. Let's get that going. We can hold off on Fulmar. Think what we're leaving Freya's Blessing for. Maybe just a cultist. Maybe just a cultist. I don't hate playing Fulmar right now either. Oh, the Marjoram first, isn't it? So I think we just make it so Covenant just isn't removed. What we'll try and do is we'll hold Fulmar for a little bit as well. Because, you know, the value is going to be pretty insane. I mean, maybe we just do it on the range row, I'm not sure. Basically makes the range row, like, unplayable. We're kind of fine with that. So let's get this going. Honestly, I think we drop these two. Okay, let's just do the range row. And Battle Trance really isn't too bad here. It heals and gets the Singer ticking again, so I think we actually do it. And of course boosts up the Crow Clan Reacher as well. And Freya's Blessing probably just pulls like a priest. Don't know if we have the space at the moment for most of what we want to do. Hopefully they remove some of our stuff. Which it looks like they are. Good stuff, good stuff. Kinda want some of it clearing off. Right, so we'll go with the Scald.
Don't you pester me.
Yeah, it's always Swallow that we're getting rid of there. So I mean, the points get kind of nuts if isn't answered. Because Melusine has dealt far more than 6 damage, but she only dealt 6 damage to herself, so it kind of works out. I think it's offering. I think it's maybe offering. Just because it can deny this sorceress, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
But she brooks no insult.
Get a Singer. Take our value while we can. It's a lot of points to make up. I mean, gold's going to be big, obviously, but not big enough, basically. And this is way too late to be doing this, I think. Unless my maths is really bad. Yeah, because now there's two... There's still 2 counters left on... still 2 counters left on those. Oh, 1! Oh, they trigger each other's, okay. But it's whatever, isn't it? It's whatever. And unless you have 44 points, a bit more than that actually, isn't it? I think we're okay. I think we might just be okay. Alright, so they get the orbs, and then they get the... Yeah, I haven't really played this deck yet. Although it's the kind of deck I usually like. I haven't really played it yet. Kind of insane. I think maybe using full Mar on the range row was a little bit of a mistake just because of what Whisperers can do. Without us answering that last Whisperer, it didn't really do a huge deal. So I think that was a bit of a mistake on my part. I think maybe just stacking up on the melee row is the way to go. A lot closer than it should be, but still more than enough. So yeah, remember there's memberships now, and drop by the stream tomorrow to see the giveaway. And if you're not already involved, go to the video in the description and just throw a comment on there, and you'll be included in the draw. So